Hi everyone, welcome back to Caprine Cottage. My name is Anne, and today I'm coming to you from my living room in the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. This is a new location for you guys. You're in a new room today. And that's because today's video, or this week's video, is going to be a little bit different than what we've done before. So everything else has been kind of just like a podcast, but I don't really knit fast enough to be able to crank out one of those every week. Like I just don't have anything to show you really. Nothing has really changed. But I thought I would do a segment that could be kind of about like different processes when it comes to fiber craft. Still workshopping a name. Not sure what I'm going to call it yet. But today I'm going to focus, I think, on how I personally process a raw fleece. I'm like not really a professional. I just sort of do it my way. So if you do it a different way, that's cool and awesome. But I thought I'd just kind of walk you through the steps of what I do. And so I think you can see it. It's been very hard to like keep myself in the video, and so you can kind of see the fleece a little bit. I will do some other angles so you can see. But in front of me here, I have most of a Jacob fleece. I have used some of it already. But Jacob fleece are the one, or Jacob sheeps are the one that like, they look kind of like cows, like they're black and white. Sometimes they have 4 horns. I think they're the most beautiful sheep. I love them. And I bought this fleece. It's been a couple years now. I'm not sure if it was 2021 or 2022 that I bought this fleece, but I bought it as part of a fundraiser for Shave 'em to Save 'em, which is the program, or I guess, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like a thing that the Livestock Conservancy does to help promote the use of heritage breed wool. And so you can go on the Livestock Conservancy website and you can get a little passport, and then you get stamps for, I think it's 4 ounces of fiber or yarn that you use for each breed. I didn't get around to doing that. I didn't do all of them or any of that, but I do have the little passport. And I bought this fleece as part of a fundraiser. It was a really good deal, and I'm happy to support them. But yeah, so I will just kind of show you a little bit about what I do. This fleece, if I remember correctly, I don't remember the farm's name, but I know that the sheep's name was Tulip. And she is, I think they call it like a lilac or a lavender Jacob. I can't remember exactly what that's called, but so this fleece is not like true black and white. It's kind of, like the spots, the black spots are like a brownish grayish color. And in the past, what I've done is I've pulled out locks of each color and processed them separately. But this time I think I would like to just pull locks of different colors and then blend them together to kind of see if that makes a sort of like creamy, pale tan gray sort of color. So yeah, some things, I guess, like I said, I'll turn you guys around, but some things I thought I'd just mention is the way that I do this when I'm not processing a whole fleece at once, like I'm not going to wash the whole fleece at once for this project, is I have these, I think you can see it, but they're like mesh, I don't know exactly what you call it. It's like, it's essentially for washing like your underwear so they don't get damaged in the washing machine. Like if you don't want your like bra to get tangled on anything, you can put it in these. So I just bought these, I think from Amazon. They were not very expensive, but that's what I do to keep the locks from like jostling around too much. If I were to wash a whole fleece, I would wash it outside and do it in a tub and all that sort of stuff, but I'm just going to wash a small amount inside. It's a really gloomy day. It's been raining. I don't think it's raining right now, but so I thought this was like a nice kind of cozy inside sort of project. And yeah, I love to see the way that things are done. So I thought maybe other people would like to see how things are done, or how I do things. Like I said, I'm not like a pro. This is all like I just taught myself. But yeah, so you'll see the fleece from a different angle now. Hi, here are my hands. And so you can kind of see the lock structure a little bit better of this fleece. It's an absolutely beautiful fleece in my opinion. Let's see, here's like a lock I've already separated, so you can get a look at it. It's a lot easier when I can see behind the camera to make sure that this focuses properly, but you can see it says this beautiful crimp. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. So I'm going to select out a bunch of locks like this and put them in these bags. I'm just going to tuck them kind of in there neatly. And I'll just do that for a little bit and then we'll go wash them. Yeah, so when I'm separating like something like this is like neps or like what I would call a second cut. So like when the shearer was cutting, they they buzzed and then went back to get a little more. And so this is like very, you know, non-existent staple length. And so I try to pull stuff out that's like this and then I just save it for later or toss it. You can use it for like felting or to stuff something. So in my right hand is the darker spot and in my left is the white. And so you can really see how this sheep produces two distinctly colored wools, which is, it's amazing that that's from one animal, but it is. So yeah, I have done different techniques to kind of feature that, but I think right now I want to just try and blend them. I will card them together and we'll kind of see if we get some middle of the road color. So we're back in the kitchen. I filled two of these garment bags with locks. And so now it's time to wash them. Everyone, I'm back. It's the next day and I have this whole basket of freshly washed fleece. Luckily it dried overnight. I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough time this week to make this video and I was going to have to wait till next week, but I think I'll be able to get it all done. And so now for me, the next step in this process is to kind of open up the locks a little bit and pick out anything that shouldn't be there. So any debris, the wool has gotten very clean. I'll make sure to put a picture right up here of, so you can see like unwashed locks versus oh my gosh, unwashed versus washed. But so you can still see now that the tips are kind of like, I don't know how you want to say it, like they're not felted, but they're just like clumped. And so I'll take a flick carder and just kind of open up those ends and then just open it up. Each lock like this, just open it, pick it open. So then when it goes through the drum carder, it's like, it just goes better. I guess, once again, like I am not professionally trained in how to do this and all the verbiage, but this step is picking and then, yeah, we'll go through the drum carder. And I feel like it just works a lot better if all this stuff is opened up. You're less likely to have broken fibers and that sort of thing. So yeah, I was thinking I was gonna go do this outside because it is a nicer day than yesterday, but it seems like it might be about to rain. It's sort of unpredictable. So I'm trying to decide if I'm just gonna sit in here and work on it or if I'm gonna go outside. But either way, I'll show you a little bit up close over my shoulder so you can kind of see more what that process looks like. And then we'll go on to drum carding, which is, I don't know, I think it's one of the funnest parts. More exciting maybe than just washing. Yeah, so I decided to stay inside. It just looks too threatening out there. I just don't want to get rained on and have to like move the equipment and everything. But here, so I'll just show you. Hopefully, I feel like the lighting is good. I'm not sure if this is going to focus, as always. It's such an ongoing issue, but we're going to try. So I'm just going to I use this. This is a dog brush, but it works perfectly as a flick carder, and this was maybe like $4, and a flick carder is more than that. And for my purposes, they're pretty much the same thing. I mean, it's ugly, but who cares? So I'm just going to open up the ends of each lock. Like, this is so hard to focus. I'm so sorry. And then just the tips, and being gentle with the tips so you don't break them. And then there you go. And it's all fluffed up and ready to go. And then I'm just going to do that for like forever. Here's a brown one. And two, I'm like looking for stuff like this. There's little VM in there. Something the sheep ate. I actually think it's really beautiful to find VM in yarn or fleece. It feels really connective to me. And it's cool to be part of that process. To remember like that a being produced this beautiful thing for us, and we get to use it and share in that kind of connective process with them. But anyway, I'm just going to keep working on this, and then I'll meet you back somewhere else, probably with the drum card. Hey again. We're back in the kitchen. I have all this picked fleece. I've sorted it into, you can't see them all, but there's one more here and one behind you that is, they're just a little over 1 ounce. I think that's like, usually that's pretty good for carding, I think, for me. My spinning wheel, like each bobbin can only hold about 100 grams, so like 3 ounces, 3 to 4 ounces. But this is the drum carder I have. It's the standard drum carder by Brother, and I think it's 64 TPI. It's like the one that's for like medium wool. But then, so I'm just gonna slowly feed this in. I just set it on here, and then you kind of let it sort of just eat it to make sure nothing else is getting eaten. It's very loud. So then it's just going to brush it here onto this larger drum, and once I get through like a whole 1 ounce little cloud fluffy ball, I will put it through. Usually I do it 3 times, so I'll separate it, like open up, like separate it into like 3 or 6 like pieces, and then put them through, like make them and go again 3 more times. And I feel like that makes it like pretty cohesive, like easy to spin. I think you could do more or less depending on like what you want. Like if you don't do it so much, the colors won't be as blended, and maybe it'll make like a more variegated color yarn. But for this, I especially want to make sure that it's kind of like one cohesive color. But yeah, that's about it. And so I'll just like keep going here, and then I'll show you what it looks like after one pass. So now it's all on this big drum. I'm going to use this stabber. I think it's called a Doffer All. It kind of looks like an ice pick, to help just get this off a little bit, to loosen it up. Oops. I really should have clamps to like clamp this to the table, but I don't. I didn't buy them. So you can already see that it's kind of becoming like, even just, can you see that? It's like more uniform. All right, there she is. So now it's like this big bat, and you could definitely spin it just like this. But like I said, I'm gonna go through and card it 2 more times. And what I do, yeah, like I just separate it. Let's see if I can show you like this. Just kind of pull until I make a little hole and separate it lengthwise like that. And then it depends. Sometimes I'll do it like, sometimes I'd separate these into 3, but I think it's small enough that I could just separate this in half again. And then there's that. And so then I'll send these through again and then do this again. And then I will show you the finished, how it looks. So now it's been through 3 times and you can see it's just really beautiful and all, you know, all the fibers are going the same direction. It's really soft. And so the last thing I do is I'm going to tear this sort of into strips like this. Oops, it's hard to show. But like this. And then when I get like to here, can you see this? Like this. Then I'm going to start going the other direction. Like this. And then, oops. I will pre-draft, because then you see it's almost like one long thing, and then I'll pre-draft and it will become, I'll start balling it up, and then I'll just have like a ball of roving kind of. That's 1 ounce of fiber. Here, I'm back here. This is 1 ounce of fiber carded into a little ball of roving. And I think I'm gonna go get my spinning wheel. I'm just gonna spin a tiny bit because I'm kind of crunched for time, but I'll show you like a little bit of how it spins up, what it looks like. And then we'll be done, I think. So I'll be back with the spinning wheel. I still have, like I said, I still have 2 ounces in this basket, and you can totally see the difference here of the way that it looks post carding. It really changes, it changes the properties of it so much. Here's just a little sample. I'll show you just a tiny bit of what this yarn is going to look like. Maybe. I think I'm going to have to insert a picture. It's very hard to do this. So I'm just going to end things here. I hope you enjoyed watching my process. Like I said before, I'm sure other people do it differently. So if you do something different, like, that's totally cool. That's awesome. If you feel like there's something you want to share with me that you do differently that like really helped you out, that's cool too. I hope you could find some like inspiration or just entertainment from this. I remember when I first was wanting to learn to spin that I was going on YouTube and trying to find videos to kind of learn, and it was really hard. I've been spinning now for about 6 years, 5 or 6 years, give or take, and I feel like it was hard to kind of see all of the steps of like what you need to do, and I just had like these really dirty raw fleeces, and I was like, how do I make this into anything? And I do feel like if you're trying to learn to spin, look in your community for someone to help you. That's what helped me so much, is I read so many books and I watched videos and all these different things, and I felt like I was really struggling to like get it. And my sister-in-law is a midwife, and a woman she had worked with, her daughter, I think, the mother of the daughter, is a spinner, and so she came and had an afternoon with us and taught us how to spin. And in those like I don't know, like she was with us maybe an hour, not very long, but like within like 10 or 15 minutes of just watching her and being able to watch what her hands were doing, I immediately understood. And so I think that knowledge is like innately in there somewhere, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to access it or unlock it without being in person with someone. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much as always. As of right now, we've just hit 500 subscribers, so wow guys. I feel like there's a lot of faces looking back at me. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. You're all commenting, telling me different cool things. Yeah, so if there's something you're working on, as always, please tell me about it. I love seeing everything you're making and hearing about it. I feel like I've added so many patterns to my Ravelry favorites recently because people are telling me things they're working on, and so I love that so much. if you have like spinning or fiber prep questions, you can ask me. Maybe I know the answer, maybe I don't. But other than that, as always, you can find everything you need in the description down below. You can find where to find me. I am on Instagram and on Ravelry. They're both going to be linked down there. You can give me a follow there. Instagram, I definitely post more like life stuff, like animals and non-fiber related things. So if you're interested in seeing that, that's over there. And then of course Ravelry, which is just the most amazing thing to exist, I think. It's the best social media, if you can even call it that. It's more like an amazing database. I think that's all I have to say. As always, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you, and we will talk soon. Bye.